Hello, Home Instead team. I'm Chaplain Robert Terrell, and this is your Monday, August 30th, 2021, Monday Motivator. This week we are talking about the We Care Senior Care fundamental of practice empathy. Those are two words I love so much. I love the word practice and I love empathy because I think they're so important. I want to start off by sharing how the executive leadership team defines practice empathy. They say, let your heart drive the right actions. Seek to understand others and know their challenges and frustrations. See the world from their perspective. The better you understand them, the more you can show love the verb to them. I think that's a great definition of practicing empathy. Empathy is where we try to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. It doesn't mean we will always agree with them, but we'll at least understand what they're feeling and thinking at that time. And the problem is so often, instead of understanding how somebody feels and thinks, we just assume we know. I have a friend of mine who's legally blind who recently sent me a video and he said, Robert, this is what I go through a lot. And he sent me this video, and it's a video that's a sociological experiment where a blind man sits, and he's not known to be blind at the time. He sits and eats ice cream and stares at people. And he stares at them not in an awkward way, but in a way that suggests that he might be interested in getting to know them in a relationship. And the video shows him staring and then shows the other people responding. And some of them respond in anger, like, don't stare at me. And then some of them respond kind of enjoying the fact that they think he's flirting with them and trying to encourage him, like, maybe come over here. And the video ends with him putting his sunglasses on and pulling out his walking stick. And they realize at that point that he's blind and he wasn't actually purposely staring at them. He never saw them. They just assumed that he was interested in them, and they responded off that. And that's what happens so often is people assume that they know what's going on. We all do it. Sometimes our assumptions are good things that cause us to respond well. But most of the time, well, they're not necessarily good things. Sometimes they cause us to react in ways that are not right. Sometimes they cause us to assume that we know exactly what's going on in somebody else's head, and we don't. Now, the reason I love the word practice there is because empathy, well, there are some people that are better at it naturally, but it's also a learned skill. One of the things I love about We Care Senior Care is that we focus on the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset says if you're going to be good at it, you have to be good at it just naturally and not work at it. And the growth mindset says almost everything in life is a skill that you can improve at by practicing. And I believe that empathy is that same way. Yes, some people are naturally better at it, but everybody can get better at it. We practice empathy. And how do you do that? Well, you stop and make yourself ask the question, what am I assuming about them right now? And what might they really be feeling and thinking right now? One of the things I like to do is I then ask the person, what are you thinking right now? That way I get to know if I'm getting better at this or not. And the beauty is when we begin to really understand what somebody's thinking and feeling, well, we can respond to them in the midst of their troubles and their frustrations. And you face that all the time with your clients that you're caring for. It's so easy to assume that you know why they're frustrated rather than actually empathize with them and also point blank just asking them. My faith teaches me that when we bear one another's burdens, we fulfill the law of Christ. I think empathy is a large part of that. I hope you have people in your lives that empathize with you. I would love to empathize with you, to hear what's going on in your life and hear about your frustrations and your pains and your joys and be able to celebrate and mourn with you. My contact information is at the end of this video. And if you hear nothing else and remember nothing else, remember this. Our CEO, God cares for you, and so do I. Have a great week, okay?